Now we need to be able to forks down this week. Oh, we're live. Sorry. Oh man. Pre-show
Carry
pulling
over,
over into
spill
the
over.
real show.
Yep.
Spilling over into the real show. But anyways, we are live. Welcome back to the West Coast Draft Podcast. After a brief hiatus, no NFL episode last week. We were in mourning. Or I was in mourning, actually, I should
And I was out of
specify.
power.
And he was out of power. It was a bad situation all around. But we're back. The NFL, or sorry, the college football playoff rankings, fresh, brand new as of tonight, and got a little change at the top.
Oh
So we're
yeah.
gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about last week. We're gonna talk about this week, hate week, most fun week in college football. It's hate week, and then we got
Rivalry
some thanks
week.
rivalry week. That's right, and then we got some Thanksgiving games to preview. Robert, how are you doing, my friend? Is power back?
Power is back. I think. I hope so. Yeah,
Don't
no.
jinx it.
11 and I almost said organo. Oh,
Yeah, you
we're
don't
11
want
and
to do
0,
that.
folks.
11 or no, that's right,
We
baby.
have
And
the opportunity to be the first, the only Pac-12 era team to go undefeated in the regular season.
yeah,
How special is that, huh?
it would be truly, truly insane, especially for how ugly some of those wins were. But you can't take away history. So,
No
um,
one's gonna remember how ugly they are. They're
that's
gonna
true.
remember it was a win.
You're gonna see 12 and 0. And you know what? They'll see 15 and 0 even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not optimistic about that, but we'll get into that. We'll get into all the reasons.
I'll take a nice
Two,
13 and 1. I'll take a
yeah,
nice
I'll
13
take
and 1.
I'll take 13 and 1 too. Especially if you play Georgia in the
I
Sugar
think we'd
Bowl.
be I think we would 100% be playing Big 10 in the Rose. The last
Yeah,
chance for the Rose Bowl to get a traditional matchup, they're going to do it.
that's true. That's true. They just move us into. I guess yeah. I mean, technically, I mean, one of Ohio State and Michigan's going to lose this weekend, so the natural inclination is to move Washington into three and move
The
the
only
loser
way
out.
that gets upset is if Georgia loses. But
Mhm.
after how they played Tennessee, who's ranked right now, by the way, which is absolutely
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it's
I
terrible.
see two teams in the last three that shouldn't be ranked.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, so we'll talk about all that.
Yeah, let's start
Actually,
from the
let's hop right
bottom.
into
Let's
it.
start from the bottom. Yeah.
So yeah, let's start from the wall. We
Liberty
got
Bibberty, they ranked them. Good job. Good job. They
there you
deserve
go. The
it. They're
Liberty
undefeated.
Flames for the first time in even though their logo isn't even a flame, so I don't even know what that's
I
all
don't know
about.
what
But
that is. Maybe it's like a
um
phoenix or something, like a firebird.
yeah,
I don't know.
but
Clemson should not be ranked. They
they should
shouldn't be.
not.
I think you put Liberty at 24 and you put Toledo at 25. Go Zips, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Tulane at 23, good. NC State, that's fine. Tennessee should not be ranked. They
No, they
shouldn't.
should not. How many losses are there? Like four
4.
losses now?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you can't be over. You can't
And
be
no good
7 and
wins.
4
No
and
good
ranked.
wins.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Um,
Oklahoma State got back on track, so I'm okay with that one. K-State, Notre Dame, Iowa. I remember I checked the score and it was 3-2. And I was like, we're playing a baseball game here, folks. I'm loving it.
that's right, babe. That's right,
Beavs
babe.
got dropped bigly
Yeah, yeah, they did. Five. I mean, 5 spots isn't ridiculous.
for a 2-point loss though to the number 14.
Yeah.
I think what they're
Hey.
doing is they're honoring the head to head between Arizona, but they're doing SEC bullshit by having LSU and Ole Miss ranked above them. Sure, they
Mhm.
have one less loss. They also just had a cupcake week.
Right. That's true.
Arizona should get some more love for blowing out Utah too. Um, I'm okay with Oklahoma being there. Penn
Yeah,
State,
I mean,
Louisville,
honestly,
and then
if
the rest.
Arizona and OU played head to head right now, there's not a chance in hell OU wins. I'm
No,
sorry.
no,
But yeah, Ole Miss, they're at 12, Penn State 11. From there, it's pretty chalk,
it
honestly.
is
Like, I don't
chalk
have
except
anything else
one.
from
Except one. They finally did the right thing.
move
They
to
couldn't
UW
ignore
and
us
Florida State.
after another ranked win. They finally put
And
UW at
Jordan
4.
Travis breaking his leg.
Well, Corrigan said it wasn't because of
I
that.
saw that. Yeah.
Who,
You got to factor that in, man. You have to factor that in.
CFP committee does nothing but eat hot chip and lie.
Yeah. No, there's
T-shirt
no way.
idea.
That's a pretty good one. There you go. So Yeah, no, that's got to be a factor. And
Sucks.
brutal injury, man. That was tough to watch
Against UNA.
against UNA. Yeah, you don't you never expected Florida State's season to end against UNA. I mean, technically, if they win out, they'll still probably be in. Um, but it's gonna be tough.
I think Texas. Oh, if they win out, they'll be in. If they win
Yeah,
out, they'll be in. They're not going to leave out an undefeated. But I'd put Texas in over them.
yeah. I mean, I think Texas is better than them, but
I do
we'll see.
too. Yeah, they'll have
Weesh.
to prove it against Louisville. They'll have to prove it.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
man,
I
that's
mean,
going to
that'll
be
be the
an
chance.
ugly quarterbacking game.
It
Who
won't
would
be
have
pretty,
thought
that's for sure.
Plummer would be a quarterback of a top 10 team? He's
Hindsight,
not.
man,
They got a
it's
good
crazy.
defense. They got a good defense and
Yeah.
they got a good
Well,
running
Louisville's
game.
a
But it's like,
solid squad. And you know what? They'll have a chance. They've clinched their ACC championship this weekend, or was it last weekend
yeah,
they
they
clinched it?
clinched it this week, I think. I'm not
This
sure.
week. I
I
know
think
they
it was this
clinched it
week.
basically, so it's already locked in. That'll be a big game for sure. It'll be a big game.
I think almost the only matchups that aren't locked in is Big Ten, but we know which two teams.
Big Ten, it'll be Iowa versus one of these
Yeah,
two
one of those
teams.
two.
Um, Pac-12 is
Pac-12
Washington versus one of Arizona or Oregon.
and then Big 12 is a little bit messier. There's a lot of scenarios.
Yeah.
Texas winning last week killed a lot of them, which is very sad.
Yeah, would have been. I would like some Big 12 chaos. Wait, how many? Let's see here. I'm curious, real fast here. Let's pull up Texas just so I can do. I want to look at the Big 12 standings right now. So in conference, I mean, the only way Texas is out would be if
Texas isn't out, I don't think.
no, I think Texas is pretty much locked. I don't see any way Texas isn't in.
Unless they lose to Tech. Well,
If
no,
they
I think there
lose,
is. I think there are some situations. So Oklahoma beat them. And I
yes,
think because
Oklahoma's got the head
Oklahoma
to head.
State, I don't think they played Texas.
They did not
So
know.
I think the weird tiebreakers, I forget how it works, but I think Oklahoma's in if Texas loses and they're not playing Texas. I think I
Who
know that
does
thing.
Oklahoma State play this weekend? Oklahoma State plays BYU.
What a shitty end of the
Oklahoma
year.
plays
Big 12 doesn't care
TCU.
about rivalry games.
Oklahoma plays TCU, and K State plays Iowa State. So none of these top four teams play each other. So there's a scenario where all of them are 7-2. In fact, I mean, Texas losing to Tech isn't likely, but there's a
Tortillas,
realistic
baby.
there's a scenario where four of these teams are 7-2. Texas has a head-to-head win over Oklahoma in a four-way tie. Head-to-head gets thrown out the window, so I have no idea what's after that. But
Oh my gosh,
um,
Cincinnati being a 1-7 in conference. What a
that's
fall.
brutal. Yeah,
Scott Satterfield was a horrible hire.
horrible hire. Um, he won't be one and done just because you have to
They
basically
should they
set the
should
program on fire to be one and done in college football.
mm, I think that they should correct their mistake from last year and hire Sean Lewis.
Well, they should. Will they? I don't think so.
I think Sean Lewis is probably gone though with how Dion like uh demoted him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get back to the good stuff.
Yeah. So moving
Let's get
forward
into the slate.
to hold on. Actually, whoops. I accidentally closed the slate there. ESPN, CFP, week 12. Here we go. And then no changes in the top
Yeah,
three. Michigan. Ohio State.
took you long enough to get it right, CFP. Jesus Christ.
And we'll see. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, all this stuff's going to get settled on the field, right? UW and Oregon, that's going to get settled on the field. Ohio State
Yeah,
and Michigan, that's going to get
one of the
settled this
CFP
Saturday.
commentators on ESPN said something good. It's like if we keep saying that it's going to get settled, why do we even do this show? And I was like, thank you. You're
It's a
totally
good
not going to be
point.
back next week.
He's
Like
got a good point.
that big like hook in like on a play. He got like
Yeah.
pulled off the
Got
screen
the
with the
get
hook.
exactly all this stuff. I mean, none of these top four teams are locked in. I don't think.
Nope.
All of them,
With
all
how
of them
many
could blow.
undefeateds there are, with that 1 through 8, any other year, I think if you said there's a undefeated Georgia, undefeated Ohio State, Michigan, and Washington in the top four going into week 13. You'd say, oh, they're all going to make it no matter what. But
Hmm.
because how many undefeateds and one losses there are this year, um, it's making things really interesting. So some precedents. There's going to be some hard choice if things don't change, but some things will. There might be some hard choices to be made, which will be interesting to
100%.
see what they care about.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, it becomes the record and the head to head with Texas and Bama will get factored in. Obviously, I mean, yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. You win it if you're in that top five right now. You control your destiny. You win. All
Hmm
of these teams control their destiny. Actually, you win and you're in. Um, Even Bama. I mean, if they win out and they win the SEC championship over Georgia, they're
And they might
probably
need
in.
help though, because Texas will be in over them.
I don't know if they will
They
because
should
I
be.
think
They
at the end of
need
the
to.
day,
You need to honor a head to head. You need to.
I
So
guess, but
I think if Alabama wins the SEC, Texas, them and Texas are a package deal. So one of them's in, both of them are in, or none of them are in.
mhm. I
They need help, and they're still behind Oregon too. They've made it pretty clear that they're behind Oregon.
yes, that is definitely true. Oregon, I mean Oregon, obviously. I mean they can't overlook the Beavs because if they lose,
No,
then they're not even in the Pac-12 championship, assuming U of A beats ASU. It'll be interesting, man. This weekend, once when all these conference championship games get settled, we start to see. I think I don't know what my big stupid upset's gonna be quite yet, but I'm looking at a team that we consider a lock for a conference championship game right now isn't
that's
isn't gonna make
interesting.
it.
I'm excited to hear what you have to say to that.
I'm thinking about it right now. There might actually only be one, but we'll talk about it. We'll
I think
talk
there's
about it.
only one in my opinion.
There's only one. I think there's only one where it's not locked in, but we'll talk about that. So,
Yeah.
and I'll try not to let my Tucson bias get the best of me with it. But we'll talk about that. We'll cover all that when we get to it. But now we got the penultimate. There you go. There's the word of the day. Penultimate
Mm,
week of college football that we need to discuss, and that starts with Tuesday, the Toledo Bowling Green, just at one of the best rivalries in college football. Toledo's got the
I watched
rocket
that
pointed
game.
right
I
at
watched
Bowling
that
Green.
game. That was awesome. It was an
Yeah,
awesome game. I think I talked about it last week a little bit,
you
but
did.
that one that was a crazy comeback by Toledo. They're, they deserve that ranking. They need some help to you know, they are a very close game against Illinois from being undefeated. It's tough that there's only one G5 that gets that, near six bid. But
Man, it's not gonna be them.
Toledo's looking, it's not going to be Toledo they need help, but it's not looking like it's beat Toledo.
It's probably Tulane, right? If Tulane wins
If
out,
Tulane takes care of business, it's them. And then after
right?
them, it's Liberty.
Liberty,
And then it's them.
and that's them. Yep, yep.
I don't know what tie-ins they have though, but I think they can win a MAC title. Eastern is looking like it might be able to make the MAC title that I don't think they've ever won. There's like the MAC has like two or three of just the absolute worst college football programs. You have Kent State and Eastern. Check the MAC standings. Click on one of them. I hope Eastern gets it. Chris Creighton deserves it. I think they've
So
made. Oh, nope,
Eastern,
nope,
nope,
that's
not
not
happening.
happening. I don't
Yeah,
know who
since they
told me
still do
that.
divisions,
Who the hell told me that?
Toledo and not someone who knew what they were talking about. Yeah, Toledo. Eastern is going to a bowl. They're bowl eligible.
Good for
Um,
them. I think in the same post I saw that they've won or maybe gone to five bowls, and like three of them have been under Creighton. It's like,
there
oof,
you go.
it's the pits,
The
man. They have tarps in a MAC stadium.
Miami, Ohio, and Toledo. Wait a second. Oh yeah, no, Miami, Ohio, and Toledo are already locked in. It's the MAC championship game, the
Was it
Mackinship game.
was it Miami or was it Ohio? Who
No, it's Miami, Ohio.
No,
That's
no.
locked in.
Was it Miami or was it Ohio who beat Iowa State?
That was Ohio. That was the Ohio Bobcats, I believe.
Hmm.
Let me confirm. Yes, that was the Ohio Bobcats 10-7.
You're on the hot seat, Matt Campbell. He's turned out a pretty solid season.
Yeah, it's a nice turnaround. They took Texas to the wire too. They played him hard.
They
They played
gave
him
him a
hard.
game.
Yeah. And so he will not be getting the "you're fired" hot shot fortune cookie, unfortunately, at the end of the season. Some of these coaches will though. Moving forward here to Thursday, BC and
40 hat.
Pitt. If you don't
I
like
watched that
watching,
game.
you watch that game.
I did. It was horrible.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it was worth watching.
I can't
Doesn't look like it was
believe
worth
I
watching.
can't believe I can't believe you lost the game to this year's Pitt. When I've been hyping you guys up a little bit, you guys pissed me off there. Another awful game I watched
Still,
though. Wazoo up 45 to nothing, or it might have been 7. I think it was 7 on Colorado at halftime,
yeah.
and they were watch flexing after the first touchdown.
Yeah.
Friday night games, away teams have one of the worst records in the Pac-12.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That's
really,
a
really
brutal.
bad.
Yeah, man. Colorado, that's ugly. Man, Colorado
Shadur
is
got
not
hurt.
like playing on Colorado is not like playing on Fridays, do they? Between
No,
this and the Stanford game.
Shadur got
Don't
hurt.
oh yeah, no, yeah.
He's probably
Don't
done for this season. But Travis Hunter pushed the Wazoo DB into the Gatorade on the sideline and spilled it all over him. It was really funny. I like
yeah.
Travis Hunter. I think he's an incredible player.
No, for
He made
sure.
an insane catch. Just how high he jumped up. His combine is going to be absolutely legendary. He's probably a
Mhm.
top 10 pick.
Yeah. I
Sure,
think
there's like top quarterback, number one overall. That's not going to happen. But Travis
no.
Hunter is absolutely worth it.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I think yeah, well, I mean can when you look at I mean, obviously, we're looking at the 2025 draft, which is still a year and a half away. So, not even worth looking at too far. But,
Get on Walter football for that one.
yeah, oh gosh, Walter football. But no, I think, yeah, Travis Hunter's going to go before Shador. Shador probably won't even be the top quarterback drafted in
No,
2025. Let's be
no,
real. It's
no.
going to be Noah Fafita.
No, he's tiny.
No, he's
Who
too
will
small.
be? Aller if he turns it around.
Aller, if he turns it, Aller's got the most talent. But man, it's
Let's
like the
just
Penn
see.
State offense is cursed.
I didn't think Yurcich getting fired. That wasn't on my expectations, that's for sure. Um, but Travis, I want to see where Travis Hunter's arms measure in too. He's lanky.
Yeah. Oh, I guess Quinn Ewers is coming back. Might be him.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's probably the top quarterback going.
Yeah. Which I mean, good bet on his part. I mean, good bet on himself on his part if things work out because he would have been at best like QB4 in this draft. So,
There's a lot
um,
of people who are possibly QB4 in this draft. That's a right now my quarterbacks are Williams May, obviously. Um, Rattler, and then a big old mix of guys for the next probably from 4 to 10 are pretty
good.
close. Are all
All
pretty close.
right. Rattler over Penix, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Who would have thought? I'm a little higher in Penix as an NFL prospect than I think you
I'm a
are,
Rattler
but
head. I won't deny it. I've
okay.
really liked his season. Um, they're all going to go around the same area. I think a
Yeah,
lot
I
of them are
agree.
going to go around the same area. So it's pick your poison for there. If you see something you like, take it.
Who would have thought? I'm the Husky hater, and I'm higher on Penix as a draft
I think
prospect.
Penix is going to be a great pro.
Yeah.
I just think
Rattler
Rattler
does have a little bit more upside.
doesn't have the injury flags too. I think that's
Sure.
gonna be the biggest thing for Penix is
Yeah.
how his medicals go.
Yeah. That is
He's gonna
true.
be the first black statue quarterback since
James Winston.
Garrard. Jameis Winston could move more than Mike.
Oh yeah, more than Mike. Yeah, but for sure. But I don't know. Did you see he was getting out and running against the Beavs,
I
man.
he's a lot more confident running this year than last year. A
Oh
lot
yeah,
more.
100%, 100%. And
Um,
for good reason too. You're removed from knee surgery.
yeah. Oh yeah. But he's probably the first really true black statue quarterback since like David Garrard. You can maybe say Cardale Jones.
Yeah, it's true. But Cardale Jones is a fourth rounder, so
Yeah, and I don't think he ever got any meaningful snaps.
David Garrard. Hold on a second. Was David Garrard a first rounder?
No, I don't know. Maybe
Let's find out. Let's find out. He
fourth
was
round.
another fourth rounder. All right, sorry, Mike. You're gonna be a fourth rounder, apparently. Um, sorry. Um, but yeah, there you go.
Jameis is probably a pretty. He was more on the statue end than mobile end. I'll say that, but I think
Yeah.
on that spectrum, Penix is really on that side. It'll be
See,
interesting to see him in those moving quarterback moving drills with the Kit Kats at the combine.
yeah.
Dude, there's gonna be so much Huskies in the draft process. I'm gonna be having so much fun watching the combine. Like all we had last year, like I think Kirkland and Bayani Valu got invites to the combine, and I think that's it.
I think so, unless
Wayne didn't, Mole and Bright didn't.
yeah,
Who else?
AC
Alex Cook,
didn't.
no.
Alex Cook, yeah, Alex Cook is starting for the Carolina Panthers
I
now.
I never would have expected that.
It's crazy.
Is he starting right
Um,
now? Get up their depth chart. We're going back to preseason here.
29, yeah.
Oh, okay, he's back
He's
up right
second
now.
string. He's second string right now.
But he
Okay.
was he was he had a game with 6 tackles.
Yeah, no, Von Bell missed some games, so he was in there. He was the
DiCaprio
starter.
Boodle.
DiCaprio Boodle. What a name, man. What a
Where did he go
name.
to school? Look, get on his
Oh man, DiCaprio Boodle. I want to say Nebraska.
what's up with Nebraska and getting great names?
Yep, there you go. I nailed it. I nailed it. Um, DiCaprio Boodle. Yeah. Well, him and he might have been defensive backfield teammates with Lamar Jackson too. So
What about the coldest to ever do it, Crawford?
Dakotas Crawford.
I think he
What's he up
transferred.
What's he up to? He was in the class of 22, I
He's at
believe.
Louisiana
Yeah, he's at
Tech
Louisiana
now.
Tech. Oh man, that's a fall off right
Dang.
there. Man, you were at LSU and now you're Louisiana Tech. Oh no, he was at Nebraska
Yeah,
first. Okay. I thought he committed to LSU at one point, wasn't he?
probably.
Yeah. But anyways,
He
moving
had a
forward
great
here.
NIL deal with the air conditioning company.
That's smart. That makes sense.
That was really fun.
Um, moving forward here Saturday, Georgia, Tennessee looked like it was going to be fun on the first play of the game, then didn't end up being
Yeah.
that.
The
Um,
best part of that was Dolly Parton and Peyton Manning.
yeah. Um, couple Tennessee icons there. Well, they're a little bit more iconic than the Volunteers are this year. How did the Volunteers lose by 28 points at home and only drop 3 spots in the rankings?
ESECPN.
Yeah, that's pretty much it right there. Um, Ohio State absolutely bum rushing Minnesota.
Row the boat.
Row the boat. PJ Fleck rode into unemployment, it looks like.
I could see Minnesota be a place for Grub.
I can see it. Makes sense. Makes sense. Fits his Midwestern roots. Yeah, it's not a bad fit actually. Um, Michigan
Got
squeaking by
helped
Maryland.
out.
Yeah.
I haven't seen enough that spot, but when I saw it live, I thought he was short. Some people say he made it forward. That's not the one. I'm not. I think the intentional grounding. I think he was in the area. The one for the safety. I thought he was in the area.
Hmm.
But yeah, imagine giving up 2 safeties in the game. They gave up a safety the same way Oregon State did, and they did the same thing, kicked it out.
Good job. I mean, you
There were
know,
at least 4 of those this weekend of the exact same play, which was
honest
so weird.
Yeah, on a certain level, I guess it's very good safety than touchdown or give up
Oh
a
yeah, no,
touchdown.
that's
So
100% what you do.
yeah, but it is still kind of funny when you see it.
Oh,
It's
it's
funny that it's a
hilarious. I
flag
love
because
it.
it's
I
like,
love
oh wow,
safeties.
the penalty is a safety, the exact thing we're kind of going for there.
Exactly. Well,
So
you never forget KJ Wright got away with an illegal bat. Uh, People are always salty about that one.
yep, I do remember that one. I do
See,
remember that
see,
one.
here's the thing though. If he just acts like he's grabbing it and it slips though, it's the same thing.
It's legal.
I don't, and if you're in the end zone and you bat it out, I don't think it should be a penalty
Yeah,
because people are just gonna game it and like
right. Yeah, yeah, they'll pretend like that. And it's so hard to judge intent too. Like, right?
yes,
Like you can't really
exactly.
legislate intent.
Exactly. That's why they said no illegal bat when it happened.
Yeah. So
Because it could I think he was arguing I was trying to grab it with one hand. See,
yeah,
exactly.
trying
It's
to
hard to
grab it with
legislate.
one hand because everyone grabs stuff like this. Like
Exactly, exactly, exactly. But like you can make that argument.
I guess you could, yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, shoot, what was that, 2015?
Uh
I
14, I
remember it was
think.
against Detroit.
So
I
that was
remember
yeah,
it
it
was
was against
against
Detroit.
Detroit.
It was the Cam Chancellor punch out. That's the part of the play that gets shown a lot. What
Hmm.
doesn't get shown was KJ Wright doing the most obvious illegal bat out of the end zone, but it's the Cam Chancellor Calvin Johnson goal line punch out in his first game back from his holdout. Saved
Hmm.
the season.
There you go. So,
That was 14,
um,
yeah.
just save the season and it ended up hey, actually no, it ended up turning into a playoff win against Minnesota in a weird
No,
game.
that was the Malcolm Butler year.
I thought it was 2014 was the Malcolm Butler year.
14, 15 was Malcolm Butler.
Yeah, and I thought the KJ Wright play was 2015.
No, it was 14.
Batted ball legal or not? KJ Wright admits to intentionally bought
Oh my God.
2015.
Oh my God.
You're out, hot shot. uh Here's a fortune cookie. Hold on. Let me send it over to you real fast. Um, there you go. There you go. Moving on here. Already touched on FSU, North Alabama a little bit. This game was 13
It
nothing at
was
one point.
very fun. The first
And
they were up 13 nothing. And
and
they
then Jordan
ran all
Travis
trick
got
plays.
hurt.
And they ran all trick plays the
Yeah.
first two drives. And it was on the CW. And the broadcast I had looked like it was in SD. It was really bad.
The
Really
broadcast that
funny.
ESPN had also. I mean, not ESPN because they weren't broadcasting. CW was, but the um like you know how they show the highlights on like ESPN and stuff. That didn't look good either.
Yeah, it was very bad. It's very funny.
Um, what was also very bad was the angle that Jordan Travis's
Oh,
leg was going at.
oh, don't like that. I wish they blurred it like Dak.
It
I
was
wish I
awful,
unsaw
man.
that. That was really bad.
It was really bad. College football careers over there is what article I read. Haven't heard anything about NFL prospects, but man, it's tough to come back from that. So we'll
Hmm.
see. Best of
Hate to
luck to
see
him
it.
going
Hate to
forward.
see it. Really fun
Um,
player. And I was telling people when it was happening, the lead, it was like, this is very funny, but in no way is gonna last. Because you could tell they were just being so out athleted. Because that was a
mhm.
3-7 UNA team.
Yeah. Yeah. It was never gonna last. And 58-13. I mean, shout out Tate Rodemaker coming in and saving the season against North. Let's
So
see,
the
I guess.
quarterback that they're gonna have play didn't even play that game though. That was weird to me.
Why didn't they have Rodemaker play again?
They're having
He looked pretty
Loudermilk
solid.
play.
I would just do ride the hot hand, man. He was doing well. But
But it was very funny for a couple minutes.
yeah. How many SEC teams? I just realized how many of like the rivalry weekend games, like hate week games, are SEC versus ACC? Because you
A
got
couple,
Kentucky,
a good couple.
Louisville, Georgia, Georgia Tech, Florida, Florida State, South Carolina, Clemson. I mean, it's four already off the top of my head.
A
Is there any
surprising
others?
amount.
Yeah. Like you can have hate week games be out of conference pretty easily. I mean, look at what the SEC and ACC's done.
Hmm.
Trying to
I
think of
mean,
any other ones.
no, no.
Yeah, I'll think of them later.
You know,
But
one that's going to get revived though is Texas A&M. That should be on rivalry week and keep
oh, you gotta,
Red
yeah,
River
you
off of it.
gotta put that in
No
rivalry
long,
week.
don't have LSU play A&M. That one makes no sense.
Put
I don't.
LSU back with Arkansas.
Yeah,
Make it the boot.
I don't know what their schedule looks like though. That's just this humble proposition. We'll get back to the Husky game. We can skip that for now.
Oregon
Rolled.
railed ASU, as most people could have
Yeah,
predicted.
there.
Um,
That was our big stupid upset of the week. Whoops.
whoops.
They
Yeah,
had they had Scattaboo throw way too much
yeah, yeah. It was bad.
because one of them that he
Um,
threw a pick on, the dude was wide open.
yeah. Overthought it, Kenny. Overthought it. That's okay. That's
You know,
okay.
it worked against UCLA because they have no offense,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
they didn't see it coming.
You'll never see it
I
coming.
wish they had Texas on the ropes.
Yeah, they did. I mean, yeah, this game was closer in this final score set. I mean, that
Oh yeah,
was 6-3 at halftime. Um, Texas got that late insurance field goal to make it look like I mean, they did objectively win by 2 scores, but no, this is a close game. It's tough fought, hard fought by both teams.
we Alabama does not deserve to be talked about after playing Chattanooga. Skip
Yeah, it's terrible. Missouri,
Mizzou.
Florida, fun
It
game.
was a fun one. It
Fun
was a late
game.
one.
Yeah, Luther Burden went off. Theo Wise or Theo Weiss, however you say his name, he went off.
There's a lot of good receivers in college football this year.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. For sure. And Brady Cook, that's a name to remember for 2025 too. So
Hmm.
um nah, it's a fun one, man. Gators thought they had him. I know the Gators thought they had him, but just ultimately at the end of the day, Sue's the more talented football team. Um,
Who would have thunk it?
who would have thunk it this time in
Think
in
they
August?
fire they shouldn't they absolutely shouldn't fire why am I blanking on his name right
Billy
now?
Napier.
Billy Napier.
It's too soon to fire Billy Napier.
What I'm hearing out of Gainesville is a lot of the donors are sick of the turnover. So, and good
As they
on them.
should be. I mean, shoot,
They
man.
fired Dan Mullen way too quick.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Dan Mullen had them in the SEC championship in 2020.
They didn't
They
like
take a
his
step
recruiting.
back in 2021, and they fire him.
They didn't like his recruiting, but
Yeah,
that was a
that's
mistake.
fair.
It was a mistake
Yeah,
though. I think,
yeah.
but if they do fire, um, if they do fire, I'd say in 2 years if they fire Napier, I think Florida screams Lanning to me.
I can see that. It's not a bad call. It's not a bad call there at all. Um, Louisville, man, this game was
Seven
fun.
scare, yeah.
Louisville surviving the scare and surviving the hurricane in South Beach. I felt like every time I turned this game on, Miami was winning. So it's kind of funny that
Yeah, no,
Louisville
I
ended up
had the
hanging
same
on.
thing. Um, I was like flipping between this one and Michigan, Maryland, because at first, Maryland was losing pretty bigly, but they made it a game. And this one, I kind of had the same thing. I was just watching at the wrong time, it felt like.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, Louisville, they found a way to win in the end. Good offense. They're flying high right now. They're I would not be surprised at all if they beat FSU in the ACC championship to
I
keep
I
them out of the
agree.
playoff.
I agree, especially without but that FSU defense is good too, but the
Hmm.
Louisville defense is their better unit.
Hmm.
I don't
Hmm.
think they'll be able to score. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game right there.
Yep. Penn State taking care of Rutgers. Not much to
Should
talk
do
about
better
there.
against them though.
Yeah, yeah, they should. But first, man,
Nope, we don't talk about these.
no, I'm not even talking about that. I'm still. It's just like, man, they just do not want to use Drew Aller at all. I mean,
No,
the leading passer in this game was Rutgers quarterback with 130 yards. Like, let Drew Aller throw down the
we
field.
should try to. Oh, I think Drew Aller is gonna be a Buckeye next year. He's gonna be a
Yeah,
Buckeye.
yeah. Get him out of Penn State, man. And this is a thing too. Um, yes, Penn State's got had a string of bad offensive coordinators.
Never
Don't
trust a
think that's
man
controversial.
who has ever hired John Donovan.
At a certain point, it becomes a James Franklin problem.
The gun's pointing at him next.
Yeah, it's his offenses always suck, man. And it's like, how many different OCs can you bring in before you realize, hey, maybe you're tampering too much. Maybe you know too many cooks in the kitchen, whatever you want to call it. Something needs to give there. They finally got the 5-star number one quarterback in the country, and he's not going. He's going for less than 130 yards a game. It's ridiculous.
Hmm.
Um, like you said, we'll skip over Ole Miss. We don't talk about those games. OU winning,
On the ropes.
surviving in Provo, man, surviving BYU.
Kalani
Um,
Sitake's probably gone.
yeah, oh yeah, for sure. You're finally going up to a real conference, playing Big 12 instead of Mountain West, and seeing how that's going.
We're busting out my favorite meme of this time of the season. It's this very funny gif of Gonzo zooming up on him, the Muppet. I always love that. Kalani Sitake, Gonzo. Jonathan Smith, Gonzo, interviewing for Michigan State.
Yeah, yeah. Skipping over LSU, Georgia
No, talked about
State,
those. Yep. Oh, baseball
um,
game for most of the
15
game.
to 13. It's
Bet
a high
the
scoring
under.
baseball game.
Bet the under until Iowa hits the over.
What
They
was the
haven't
over under
all
in this
season.
game?
Uh, not not
Not
28.
28? No, higher than 28. Okay, there
Yep.
you go. I know it's a 27 and a half for this weekend's game against
Lowest
Nebraska.
in like forever. That one's gonna
Yep.
be ugly.
Yep. So, man, it's so funny with Iowa because it's almost like they have it's like, I mean, I know people make fun of them. Oh, they're the team with the horrible offense and the amazing defense that's winning games like 15 to 13. And it's like, okay, that's an exaggeration. No. With Iowa,
It's not an
it's
exaggeration.
not exaggerate, it's reality. Every single team they play, they could play Georgia tomorrow. And somehow that final score is going to
Especially at
be like,
Kinnick.
especially Kinnick, that final score is going to be like, they could play Georgia, and I think they'd probably lose like 20-9.
I've heard after, especially when we first moved to the Big Ten, I heard this a lot from a lot of Big Ten fans. It's like you have no idea what it's like going to Kinnick. You can think you have the best offense in the world, but it's something about where that stadium was built that you play down to Iowa and it's a horrible game.
It's built on a Hawkeye burial ground. That's
Well,
what it's
it
built on.
probably is. Or it's the
Yeah.
souls of the children from the Children's Hospital.
Oh,
That was a bad
jeez.
joke. That was a
That was
bad joke.
horrible.
Hey, that's what, yeah, you built it right next to a hospital.
That's true. That's true. Yeah,
Uh,
that's true.
I did see a funny meme a couple weeks ago. Someone made the Iowa game like a clip from it in black and white.
That's honestly, yeah. Yeah, it feels like you're watching a game from the
But yeah,
1923,
check
not
the score
2023.
at one point early on, and it was 3-2. It was like, yep, perfect,
That was funny.
perfection,
And you know what? That
perfection.
safety actually is what ended up making the difference in this game.
Yeah,
So there you go.
the floor is yours for this one.
No, it's fine. Actually, I do want to mention one more thing with Iowa. It's funny that them and the Steelers have pretty much the same uniforms and they play the exact same brand of
Mm-hmm.
football.
Mm-hmm.
Talk more about that in the NFL
And they
episode.
both fired their OCs.
And they both fired their OCs. Look at that. But yeah, floors. The Arizona Wildcats, man, they're so fun. I'm pissed off that Jed Fish probably isn't going to be back next year because, man, It's a fun freaking football team, man. They could. I think if they played on a neutral site against, actually no, not even a neutral site. Take go on the road. Go to SC. If they played SC again today, they'd beat
Oh
them
yeah,
for sure. I think if they played UW in Tucson again today, they'd probably beat them. Definitely beat. I mean, they take their 3 losses. I think if they played that again today, they'd win all 3 of them.
they. I don't know about it. I don't know about UW. Just
They destroy Mississippi State if they played again today.
Oh, 100%. They would have destroyed them if they played them then. Or not destroyed, but they would have won if they played Fafita instead of Delora.
Yep.
Um,
It's a good team, man. It's a
it's
good
a good
team. I mean,
team.
they just I mean,
They
and
figured it
don't get me
out.
wrong, the transitive property only takes you so far, but UW was on the ropes, struggling to beat Utah at home, and then Arizona just absolutely like body shopped them, just took them
Teams
behind the
teams
woodshed.
have so gotten up to play us this year. I
That's
will
true.
say.
No,
I
you're
will say
right.
that.
You're right about that. You're right, but still, man, it's
And another coach complimented our defense this year and said the same thing that Whittingham said, Smith said in his presser, is their defense is a lot more solid than people think.
different film, I guess. I don't know. I will grade UW's defense in the sense that
Well, we'll get to it.
they are better in the second half than they are. No, I wouldn't even say the second half. They're better in the fourth quarter than they are the rest of the other 3 quarters.
The second half too. I'd say whole second.
But yeah, Arizona, fun football team, man. I
Very
wish they didn't
fun.
already have 3 wins or 3 losses. I mean, because they should be in any. They would be a fun New Year's Six team for
They
sure
would. They
if they
would. I
didn't already
hope
have
this
the
team
three
doesn't get
losses.
picked apart.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
they tried to get T-Mac last year and didn't leave.
yeah. So
He's the best big receiver since Mike Evans.
yeah, yeah, that's a good call there. I mean, because what competition's Mike Williams, T Mac's better.
Not um what was his name? Justin Justin Ross in that game
Oh,
against
Justin
Bama.
Ross. I mean, he went undrafted though. I'm
Neck
just
though.
thinking of draft prospects. Yeah, the neck. Yeah, I'm just thinking draft prospects. Who else is there? Like the big was Drake London. Nah, I'd rather
Yeah.
have T Mac.
Drake London is not is soft though. He's
Mm-hmm.
soft.
Who are like the other like big receivers
They
since
don't
Mike
exist
Evans?
as like DK and AJ, those are big receivers, but they're buff now.
Right.
I think there's not many more of those lanky big receivers anymore, like Mike
Yeah.
Evans.
Trying to think if there's any other big ones I'm missing. 2021, not really. 2020. No, not like CD Lamb. CD Lamb's pretty normal for receiver. Yeah, I can't think of any off the top of
And
my
they
head.
have similar builds except
Mm-hmm.
in their skinny arms and short torsos.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, short torso stands out, man. It's funny to watch Mike Evans
But
play
skinny arms and
sometimes.
short torso, man.
Yeah. And
They got some long legs.
yeah. Um End up looking like Slender Man out there, dude. Moving forward here. Notre Dame taking it to Wake Forest. Not much to talk about there. Clemson beating UNC. That's why Clemson's ranked. Dude, ranking Clemson after a home ACC win, like, okay, of course they're going to win at home against the ACC. That's all they do.
They
Home
got ranked because it's Clemson.
Clemson at home is a different beast. People need to understand this. Clemson on the road is horrible. Clemson on the road is legitimately
I can't
one of the
believe
worst teams in the Power Five.
I
At
can't
home,
believe.
mm-hmm.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was
Finish your
just saying,
statement.
home Clemson versus away Clemson are 2 different fucking football teams.
You're 100% right. It's the reason they call it Death Valley.
Yeah. Um. Meanwhile, North Carolina, I mean, shoot, man, Drake May sit out the rest of the year, dude. No,
Yeah.
beat Duke and then sit out the bowl game. You're good.
They already did beat Duke.
I thought
That's why they stormed the field. We had a long discussion about this last week.
you're so freaking right. That's right. Why did I think? Why is North Carolina not playing Duke on Hate Week?
I think their football rivalry with NC State's bigger. Until Coach
Is it?
K, Duke and Clemson weren't as big as rivals. No, I
Damn.
know this, and I hate basketball.
No, I knew Duke and North Carolina is the rivalry in college basketball.
It
It's like the
wasn't until
Michigan of
Coach
Ohio
K,
State.
though.
Really? I didn't know that.
Mm.
I always
They
thought they were
they
kind of the
hated NC State more. Um, okay. What I was gonna say is I cannot believe Garrett Riley was the Broyles Award winner last year.
right.
What the hell? He got figured out, man.
Mm-hmm.
Both
Yeah.
Rileys have had rough years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been rough, but Lincoln's gonna land on his feet. He'll be fine. It's not like they don't also
Yeah,
have two other
Lincoln's
five
wiping his
stars waiting
tears
in
with
the.
his $10 million
Yeah,
and five-star
exactly.
quarterbacks in
Yeah,
Malibu.
exactly. In Malibu, yeah. Oh yeah, people are clowning. People on Reddit are clowning Lincoln Riley while he's just like sipping martinis on his
Have
Malibu
you
beach
seen his
house.
house? Oh, it's so
It's
nice.
insane, man. It's so nice, dude. And he didn't even have to buy that with his
No,
money. USC got
they
it
bought
for
his
him.
house and they paid for that house. They
Yeah,
bought his Shittsville, Oklahoma house and it bought his USC house. Gave him a give him an allotment of use for a private jet.
man. I'd and I can't believe. I mean, it's funny that 3 years later, not even 3 years later, 2 years later, people are saying he should be on the hot seat. It's like, see what they gave him?
USC fans are
Imagine what
insane,
that
man.
buy. Imagine what that buyout's gonna look like. Now, granted, USC fans are pretty spoiled, so they'll say whatever. But
Yeah.
um, this is also the same USC ad. I guess it's not the same because they've been through a couple different 80s at this point. Obviously, they got Cohen now, but it's the same boosters that were
hmm
willing to hang on to Clay Helton for 5 years. They'll be fine.
Um, yeah, oh, yeah, they'll be fine. Um,
Uh,
I did hear that Jen Cohen does have a bit of buyer's remorse. With the boosters are driving her crazy, which
oh, yeah.
hate to see it. The word is that the boosters were a lot more chill and didn't constantly call her like they do at
Oh,
USC.
trust me. I know for a fact UW boosters are no fun to deal with. They suck.
Give a story. Give a story.
I don't have a good story to tell you, but USC
Oh,
or
you just
UW.
you can't say that after you just said
I'll
what you
just say
said.
okay. Okay. I have a good story, but I don't even know if I'm allowed to tell it.
Okay, okay. Tell you got to tell me after though.
I'll tell you after. UW boosters are the worst, man. UW boosters are horrible.
Imagine being
And USC boosters, I bet, are 10 times
and
worse.
then imagine A&M or LSU boost or not
Oh,
LSU. No,
yeah.
no, no, no. Not LSU doesn't have too bad. They have the money. The most money's LSU
I'm
and
asking
A&M.
UT and
It's
A&M.
Auburn. Auburn has
Oh, Auburn. Yeah.
insane boosters. It has the worst. I'd say Auburn and A&M are the worst.
Mhm.
But USC's definitely up there.
Oh, yeah.
All
Um,
boosters are insane though.
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, imagine being so fucking rich that you can just dedicate millions of dollars to making your football team competitive. And there's just a bunch of you guys, like me and my fraternity of just super rich UW friends that we just spend money on the football program, basically. That'd
I'd
be
do it.
nice.
I'd do
That'd be
it.
nice. If I was rich, sure.
Oh
But
yeah. If I had the
um,
money, I'd totally do it.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You just think like, man, if I just throw another 10 million into the pot this year, maybe this is the year we finally win a national championship. And nope, it just goes into Jimbo Fisher's buyout. Um,
I'll never forget the check that they had out there on halftime.
yeah, yeah. Um, moving forward here.
K-State, Kansas. Crop
Hey,
judge.
there you go.
They just won the crop judging natty and they beat Kansas. Good for
Oh,
you,
there you go.
K-State.
Good weekend for K-State there. There you go. So,
Overranked. They're overranking shitty Big 12 teams.
the Big 12 is just it's not good
Oklahoma State
product.
and K-State. Maybe K-State, but Oklahoma State, especially after losing to UCF like that, should not be ranked inside the top 20. I'd rather see them out and I'd like to see um Toledo in.
Toledo, yeah. Speaking of OK State, hey, they got back on the they got back on the winning
hmm
wagon. Just beat Houston. Congratulations, I guess. Cowboys tamed two Cougars. The Tulane
Keep
Green
rolling.
Wave. They keep rolling. Roll wave.
Roll
Forget
wave.
roll tide. Roll wave, baby. Rolling to
How much has
FAU.
Coastal fallen losing to Army? Is Grayson McCall still there? Did he get drafted?
Yeah, I think he is. Hold on,
He should have
let me
left, man.
yeah. Grayson Call. Yeah, he's still the quarterback for the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. Is he playing though? Is the question because he's had a lot of injuries. Yeah, 2023. Yeah, he's a starting quarterback still. Oh man, 800 less yards than last year. Granted, on what was
Worst
that?
coach.
70 less yeah, worst coach and 70 less attempts, but still. Yeah, I mean, look at his rating dropped, his average. His actually average actually only slightly
I
dropped.
think
Look at
he'll
his
make it on an
touchdown drop
NFL
off though.
roster. He'll make it on an NFL roster.
He'll go undrafted and he'll be on a team. He'll be
He
on a
should have
practice
transferred.
squad. Oh, he definitely. He was in the portal. He decided to come back.
Yeah, that's right.
That's on him. Um, Michigan State won another football game. Good for them. Didn't realize they could.
Yep.
That was Indiana.
Northwestern is bowl eligible and Colorado is not.
Yeah. And Northwestern, they took
Well
off the
deserved
interim
for
tag. Well
Braun.
deserved, honestly. Yep, Braun. Very well deserved. And okay, I know we don't talk about A&M or
They
SEC
won the
teams
ropes.
playing FCS teams. I was a big fan of the
That
walk
was
on
cool.
kickoff
I
unit
like that a lot
enforcing
too.
the fumble. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Now, granted,
Now
it was
it
against
was
Abilene
against Abilene
Christian,
Christian. Yeah.
but it was still cool. Um, Game of the weekend was UConn over Sacred Heart here, 31-3.
Ooh,
Man,
very fun.
those are Huskies are tough, man. Huskies are tough.
See what Jim L. Morris said today?
What do you
He
say?
said, you're not allowed, fans aren't allowed to bitch about wins and losses because they don't contribute to NIL. It's like, dude, they pay your salary.
Yeah, what? No, let's get out of here. Get out of here.
That's a great way to lose the fan base.
Yeah, that's not gonna help you win any fans there. Navy over ECU. Let's get to actually
Liberty
entertaining game.
Bibberty.
SMU over Memphis. Yeah, there's Liberty Bibberty taking care of
SMU's getting
UMass
some more
there.
love too. They've gotten votes.
Jacksonville State. And you know what's fun is there it looks like there's not gonna end up being enough 6-6 teams in college football. So Jacksonville State and JMU will be able to apparently play in a bowl game this year. So
But speaking of JMU, I
womp womp.
knew this was going to happen. I 100% called this. I knew what they're finally getting all this attention, and you're playing Appalachian State. You're
Mm-hmm.
100% going to lose. They can't keep getting away with this. I knew they were going to lose that.
Uh,
And
but
they were crazy to force overtime too.
mhm. And shout out Biff Poggi, by the way. He lost, but still shout out Biff. Um, Man, the absolute gall you have to lose 34-3 to Ball State.
I'd say it's one of the is probably the worst team in FCS or FBS.
No, they definitely. Wyoming's railed Hawaii. Let's see. Is there anything
UVA
else?
beating Duke. That's rough. Elko's
Dude,
gone. That's what that tells me. Gonzo.
yeah, and Riley Leonard's already out. Yeah, they've fallen off big time. Um,
Arkansas State, future Michigan State head coach,
but
putting up
still, they put
77.
77 on Texas State too.
You know what
That's
that tells me? GJ Kinney, Gonzo.
Arkansas State. They're going to a bowl, man. They're going to a bowl. Good on them, man. They've earned it. Um, Arkansas
He's
State
not.
bowl.
Butch Jones isn't getting fired.
And he's not crying anymore, baby.
Butch Jones was crying on the sideline. Okay, week three. If I tell you week three that Colorado State is it's a 10-point game between Nevada. Yikes.
Honestly, man, yeah, that's bad. That's bad. And I mean, just further shows how, Colorado wasn't who we thought they were
Yeah, and we
in week three
ran that at
either.
first.
Yep. Um, UCLA just absolutely destroyed SC. They couldn't stop turning the ball over. I mean, Caleb Williams
They
still
gave
threw
up.
for
They gave up.
384
They're
yards, but
totally broken after the
yeah,
Husky
they're
and
done.
Oregon game. They were broken. They didn't
Yeah,
care.
I mean, this is the last game of Caleb Williams' college career, probably,
Hmm.
right? There's
Oh,
no way he plays in
he's
a
not
bowl
coming
game.
back to that bullshit.
No, no, I'm not saying he comes back. I'm saying he's not playing in a bowl game.
No shot.
Yeah, so there you go. Bye, Caleb Williams. It was fun.
Guess who has a job? Chip Kelly's probably not getting fired anymore. People were saying it was premature.
There you
They
go.
should they should fire him.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely his job was on the line with that one. And hey,
Oh
came
yeah.
out and performed.
You know who carved up USC?
He's
Ethan Garbers.
Ethan Gar. I forgot he's starting now. Yeah, yeah. There you go, Ethan Garbers. There you go. NC State beat Tech. TCU destroyed Baylor by Dave
Aranda's
Aranda.
gonzo, man. Dave
Um,
Aranda, you are USC's defensive coordinator.
yeah.
Shout out UNLV getting a dub at Air Force in November.
Air Force is falling
Fun
off. Is that three straight
team.
losses for Air Force now? Yeah, when he was 23-3 to Army, at that point your season's basically over. Man, they fell off hard here.
They might get another shot though. They got to beat Boise State, and they're probably in, right? Because they beat San Diego State or San
Yeah.
Jose State. Rumor is
Oh no, they're in no
Marion.
matter. Oh, never mind. No, if they beat Boise State this
Yeah,
weekend
rematch.
and they beat San Jose State, so yeah, if the only way they beat Boise State, they're fine.
Um, but Brennan Marion is interviewing for SDSU. That would be a
Hmm,
fun hire.
there you go. There you go. Mexico State going into
Yeah,
Auburn and
we were
destroying them.
joking about that, and they did it. I told you this would be the year to do it. I told you
Yeah.
that the New Mexico State's good this year, and they destroyed
Look at
Auburn
that. I mean, how embarrassing is
by
that
three
you're
touchdowns.
it's SEC cupcake weekend and you lose to your cupcake. That's brutal, man. Auburn, get out of here. You're not an SEC team.
They should
You're
fire a huge freeze. They should.
yeah, that's
After
horrible.
that,
That's horrible.
how
I
with how
want to
insane
see.
Auburn boosters are, they should do it.
They should, honestly. They can't tolerate that. That's ridiculous. Um, Texas
I mean,
Tech,
I would have
UCF
fired
played a
Jimmy
fun game.
after Montana, and that's similar, if not worse.
Mhm.
I guess New Mexico State, are they technically, are they, they are now no longer independent. They're FBS. So Montana was worse. And they got like a slick million for, yeah, they're now CUSA, I think.
Conference USA. Yep, you're right.
And, uh, shoot, what was I saying? Um, no, I forget, but fireable offense right there. Go get Dan Lanning.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be at Auburn or Alabama or somewhere.
Cal won the big game.
They did, and the Cal fans rushed the field at the farm. What a
Well,
waste
it'll
of a
be
game.
a classic ACC rivalry if there ever was one.
Charles Huff, 0. How the mighty has fallen there. People want him fired.
Mhm.
Um, and then Tech surviving against UCF. Rough season for them.
Mhm. Let's see what else is
Kentucky,
here.
South Carolina, 17-4.
I remember
The
when
Daru-
Kentucky was ranked.
the creator of Darude Sandstorm is at that game.
Really?
Yeah,
I would never guess that.
mixing it live
Um,
because that's their thing at South Carolina.
Never would have guessed that. Never would have guessed that. Um,
The glory of
Wisconsin,
college
Nebraska,
football.
a little bit of a fun little game here, and went to OT. Wisconsin had a little bit of a comeback. Um,
Hard time in the season for Nebraska. You should not be losing to this Wisconsin team. Genetics 56 in shambles.
yep.
UNM
Um,
beating Fresno State. Ooh, rough. Because New Mexico's bad.
Yeah, Fresno's
Fresno
fallen
State's
off.
been having a rough 2 weeks. I think the week before they lost to San Jose, they were looking pretty in the clear for a
Yeah.
Mountain West title bid. It's gotten the last 3 weeks made went for the Mountain West like, wow, these are some really good teams, and they still are. And like, oh, it's gonna be tough to unseat Air Force and Fresno State at the top. And now it's UNLV as a 1 game lead.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Boise State
Who
controls
would have
their
thought that? They fired their coach and bottomed out. But I mean,
mm-hmm.
our expectations for Boise is pretty high.
Yeah. San Jose State does not control their destiny. Although they play UNLV, so they're probably gonna lose.
I think San Jose State coach was our next choice after DeBoer.
Yeah.
Yikes.
San Jose State's got a good program. I mean, not as good as
Disagree.
Fresno had when we hired away DeBoer, but yeah.
Is that everything? Did we get everything? Scroll
Other
down there.
than UW, Oregon State.
Oh, but
Yep.
I want to see that last one. I don't think
Oh,
I
I
saw
believe
it.
that was the San Jose State one.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Brady Hoke retiring.
Yep. Rest of
You
power.
want to go first or shall I go first?
I'll go first in this one. This game shouldn't have been this close. I mean, it's so tough with the conditions. I thought at
Hmm.
halftime when we were up 22-10. I thought we were gonna run away with it.
Me too.
Did we didn't score a point in this? No. No, we didn't score a point in the
No,
second half.
and we got a
That's
pick on the first drive too.
we got a pick that set us up on the 20-yard line or whatever. That's bad. So the offense in the second half was definitely concerning. They did enough to win. The missed field goal is part of that. And, you
Brady,
know,
no. I don't blame him for that one. It was horrible there.
it's horrible weather conditions. And he
And
made the
Jaden
first one.
Green, get the fucking snap down. That's two.
Yeah. Yeah. So
He's
um
okay. Jaden Green's never been a good long snapper.
no,
How
he is
hot is
not.
that? Because against his first year, he was awful. I think that's
His
the
first
COVID
long
year.
snap ever was when he snapped
He had
over
two of those that game.
yep. That's true freshman year too. He's a
Our
senior now,
two
so
thirds of our specialists are awful.
mhm. It's not it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable.
No, it's not.
Um, especially when you want to compete for a national championship. But basically, at least the one that puts points on the board is pretty good. So Grady Gross, shout out you, man. Um, but anyways, man, not scoring a point in the second half is ugly. Defense still cannot okay, you can give them credit. They were solid in coverage. They were a lot tighter in coverage than they had been before. They still can't tackle worth a damn. They still suck at that. Horrible tackling. Damian Martinez running all
Really
over
good.
you, which he'll do that.
He
He'll
had his
definitely do
lowest
that.
rushing total of the year.
If 123 is your lowest rushing total of the year, you're gonna man, it's gonna be a fun Husky next year, man. I'm just kidding. No, they're
Please,
fine.
please.
Please.
I think we'll
Nah,
get
man.
him or Janty.
Yeah. But anyways, such a good player. Rome. Speaking of really good players, Rome was our entire offense against the Beavers. It's just him. Polk, uncharacteristic, had a bunch of drops. McMillan's, man, does McMillan
He
come
only
back
got like
next
one
year?
or two targets.
Yeah, but does he come back next year? Because he
I,
has
I
been a
honestly
non-factor this season. And yes, injury is a big part of that.
no, early until he got hurt, he was a factor.
Yes.
Yes, he absolutely was. Shut up. Um, I don't think so. And part of it, all his friends are leaving too. You got
True.
to think
Yeah, with
about that.
Rome and Penix are guaranteed gone.
Polk,
So Polk, yeah.
all his buddies are Troy, guys in the defense. Everyone's gone. So, um, for that factor, I think he was always gonna be the third of them picked anyways.
Mm-hmm. True.
If he shows out against the Cougs, he's back to 100%. Not just Grub from my source. He's back to 100%. That was a tough game to come back against. Go off in your next three. I think you'll have a much better case, and I think he will. He's a pretty crucial part of the offense.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any other thoughts? Rome is amazing. Everyone else on the offense, I've got some question marks about right now. But this, I think, was probably other than ASU. This was easily their worst offensive game this season. You can pin that to in both games, weather conditions were really bad. So sure. From Oregon State standpoint, it's about what I expected from you guys. No shame in it. Go ahead.
Um, really proud of the defense, especially in the second half. They played their best game of the season, I think.
They still can't tackle though. Their
They're
tackling is still
tackling.
horrible.
I think it was better than usual, but it's not good enough. I think getting we got a decent amount of negative plays on David Martinez.
Imagine this team going up against Blake Corum in a playoff game.
That's me bad. Tackling needs to get fixed. Beavers pissed away their chances at a conference title game in this game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what video I'm talking about? Have you not seen the video of the Beaver fan peeing in the concourse of Research Stadium at this game?
Oh,
Because
I
word was,
haven't. Dang it.
check my Twitter. Check my Twitter. Don't put it
Hold
up
on.
now because it is
I'm not putting. I'm just gonna pull it up on my side screen here. I'm not
it is
pulling it up far
very
enough.
funny. So the word was is that the remodel they really fucked up the bathroom situation on the new side, and there was huge lines. So there's a video of this dude just peeing out in the middle of the
Oh my
concourse.
lord.
Scroll down a little bit in mine, and you'll probably see it.
Let's see.
And you can see how pouring rain it was. Absolute monsoon had at Oregon State that game. So honestly, I don't blame the offensive struggles on both sides. It makes a lot of sense. Uh, Shoot, what was it?
Here we
It was
go.
pretty clear that they were very afraid of throwing over the middle because of the conditions. They didn't want big deflections. So that's why it
Mm-hmm.
was all sideline stuff, and that's why I think they had a pretty bad game. Um, I'm really happy with how the D line played because that's a really, really good O line, which might be better than Oregon's. D line, I think, played their best game. They pressured
Yeah,
DJ
I agree with that. I agree with that for sure. Trice was unstoppable.
against a
Especially
top
going a
20
good O
tackle,
line. Oh
against
yeah,
a top 20
100%.
tackle in Fuaka. He's the third tackle. He's behind Alt and Fashanu, but he's definitely number three right now.
Did he get deleted? Hold on. What day was the game? What day was the game?
I'll send it to you.
OT 18th? I'm not seeing it in your feed. Oh wait, did you reply to it or I'm
I
not
definitely
seeing it in your
quote
main
tweeted something.
feed.
I'll send it to you.
I'll go to your replies from November 18th. How about that?
I got it. Here we go. Send it to you
Okay.
right now. Um, the pass rush has really woken up in the past 2, 3 games against two good O lines. Oh, you're seeing it now? Yeah, it's bad, huh?
Man, it looks like it was cold there.
Yeah. Um, there's been a lot of fan debate on if that's a Beaver fan or a Husky fan.
That's
It's a
so
very
funny.
funny video.
It's not even like he went into a corner. He's just like in the middle of the concourse.
His hands are on a cocktail table, and I think he's peeing on the pole in the middle of it. It is very funny. It's a legendary video. But it was so rainy. I almost went to the game actually, and
Mhm.
oh my God, I'm happy I didn't, to be honest. It would have been nice to see Reeser one last time, first time ever, but wow, it was wet. Rome is amazing. That play to
Mhm.
ice it is a Heisman level. That's a Heisman moment. That
Mhm.
was cold-blooded. Uh, went against the number 11 team on the road in the rain. Team of
Mhm.
destiny.
Mhm. All I
I'm
can think about is how it's very likely we're going up against either if we take care of business against Wazoo and the Ducks, probably the Ducks, maybe the Wildcats, but probably the Ducks. If we do that, we're still gonna have to go against either Blake Corum or Travion Henderson
Yeah, it's
in
gonna be bad, huh?
the Rose Bowl, and that's gonna get ugly. So,
Not just
but
Blake
yeah,
Corum, not just Blake Corum, Donovan
oh,
Edwards
Donovan
too.
Edwards too. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that's gonna
got
be
a
bad. But hey,
yeah.
we'll be there. I'll be pretty happy.
Both those teams actually have a little bit of a two-headed monster. Who's that other Ohio State
I
running
don't
back
know. I
other than
haven't watched Ohio
Henderson?
State enough.
Meon Williams. Meon
Yeah, I
Williams.
haven't watched them enough.
They got a couple
Um,
studs. They both got two-headed monsters.
we're in rivalry week, folks. We're
There we
here.
go. It
We
started
got the
off with a
Egg
bang
Bowl.
as Bowling Green destroyed Western Michigan 34 nothing. What are your thoughts on this game, Robert Jokin?
I didn't watch it. I know I'm bad guy for Big
That's
Mac guy. My
get
bad.
out, get out. No, I'm
Oopsie.
just playing. It's okay. Not everyone can appreciate hate week action. I get it. Eastern Michigan taking care of business against Buffalo. Yep, classic Thanksgiving Day Egg Bowl, bringing back memories of Elijah Moore pissing like a dog.
That was classic.
That was a classic one, man, and the fact they lost on it too
I
makes it
really
even
hope
better.
Randy the plumber posts something about this. It's going to be ugly.
Yeah,
Shout out Elliot. Go. What's it? What's it? What? No, don't tell me. Don't tell me my notes. Hotty toddy. There we go.
I tell you, that's right, that's right. Um, the best Friday. I always love Friday of Hate Week because there actually is good games for once.
Hmm.
Um,
But now there's an NFL game this day. It's like so stupid.
yeah, but it's freaking Dolphins, Jets, so who cares?
And you know who's starting for that one? Tim
Tim Boyle.
Boyle.
Oh, that reminds me, we probably won't have a Thanksgiving edition episode, so we'll probably have to cover
Yeah.
the Black Friday game as well. So good call on that one. Um, let's
And then
see
keep on
here.
playing Paint It Black for ads for that. Oh, I hate it.
Yeah. Oklahoma, TCU. I mean, the Big 12 does
Big
not care
12
about
fucks
rivalries.
up rivalry
Yeah.
games so bad.
So dumb. So dumb. Um, Iowa, Nebraska. Okay, science is a good rivalry.
That'll be
Honestly, at
fun
this
to
point,
watch.
let's not even talk about how good the game will be. Let's talk about how good the rivalry is. Like if it's a legit rivalry or not. Iowa, Nebraska. That's a legit
That's a
rivalry.
legit
That's a
rivalry.
classic. That one's good. That one A plus. That one's Miami, BC. Get out of here. What you got the northernmost ACC team and the southernmost ACC
Was
team?
BC
Not
ever in the Big
entertaining.
East, or were they always
I
ACC?
want to
I
say
think
they
they were Big
were.
East. They have to be Big East.
Boston College football. Let's see what the Eagles team here. Yep,
Yep.
Big East. Um, yeah. I mean, they got a list of rivalries, and Miami's not on it. Lame. Got a rivalry with
Wikipedia
Holy
to spelling.
Cross.
Boo.
Nice. So L rivalry. Temple Memphis L rivalry. No one can. I'm not going to talk about Maction rivalries. I don't know enough about them.
Well, we already had
Um,
Toledo's rivalry earlier. UTSA, Tulane's gonna be an exciting game. I'm excited
mhm,
for that one. UTSA could knock them off. And you'll be watching future Husky quarterback Michael Pratt. He's gonna be
hope so.
expensive.
Yeah. Mizzou, Arkansas. There's a geographic factor there. And Mizzou's fun. Arkansas so bad though.
Air Force, Boise State, big implications for this
That's
one.
a big yeah. No, I mean both the Mountain West games this week. San Jose State and UNLV and Boise State and Air Force. Those are the top four teams in the Mountain West going at it. So it's a big one. It's a big weekend for the Mountain West. Let's see. Texas Tech, Texas. Can Texas Tech ruin Texas's season?
No,
That would be a Tech thing to do though. Guns up, guns up.
what's up, baby?
um, Penn State's gonna destroy Michigan State.
Oh yeah, it's
Big,
gonna be bad.
stupid upset of the week.
Yeah,
The Beavs get the Wildcats in.
I agree. I'm going to go with it. That's a big stupid upset.
House divide. I'm gonna be a house divided because my brother-in-law is a Wildcat. But you know what?
I'm just writing in all caps, Beavs. Go Beavs, chop them. Everyone has one of those now. Um, we are very much benefiting from Oregon having to play Oregon State the week before us on a short week to recover. They're going to that. Do you think Oregon State's O line's the best O line in the conference? I think so.
Talent-wise, yes. As far as guys that are gonna get drafted, yes. Performance-wise, I mean, I don't know. I feel like Oregon's dudes always show up, man.
That right guard for Oregon is ginormous.
Mm-hmm.
and then Powers Johnson's good. Their tackles are actually pretty meh, and I don't know who their other guard is. Um, what will it take for the Beavs to pull it off here? It's at Autzen. That's tough, man.
It will take. It's
It
going to take
take
outscoring them, and so far the only team to beat them, obviously us, outscored them.
mhm.
Can the Beavs put up 40 points?
It's not going to be passing because I think the big corners at Oregon are going to have their day
Mm,
with the lollipop guild receivers at Oregon State. They're
yeah.
small.
Now Silas Bolden's.
Damian and Fenwick need to like rush for like 300 combined.
Yeah, and I think they can,
They can,
but
yeah.
it's going to be hard.
I don't know. I think it's ball control. I think you want to do ball control here.
Yeah,
Try and get a stop. That Beaver defense not as good as they were last year, especially at the secondary.
no, for sure. Definitely not.
I hope
Definitely
so.
not.
I hope they can do it.
I hope they can do it though. I want to see the Wildcats.
Fuck the
Um,
Ducks, man.
fuck the
Bo Nix
Ducks.
needs to lay an egg, and he's due.
Yep, yep. Um, you could also say though that Oregon State's got the best defense that Oregon's played in a hot minute,
Probably all season.
probably all season. Honestly, I mean, look, let's look at the schedule here.
They didn't play UCLA.
ASU, USC, Cal, Utah. I guess
Yeah.
they only
I think
scored
Oregon
35
State
on
has a
Utah.
better defense. I think Oregon State has better defense than Utah.
Mhm. Oh, that's less points. Yeah, I mean, shoot,
Jeez.
the only good defense they played all season before this game is Utah. So, um, there you go.
Man, wouldn't it be funny if Lanning's 0 for 4 versus rivals?
That would be awesome. That would be so awesome, man. That's something to root for right there. Um, into the Saturday slate,
The big
the
game.
big game, the game. It's not even the big game. The big game is Stanford Cal.
Oh,
This
that's
is just
right.
the
I
game.
always mix those two up. It's so stupid.
It's fair. It's fair.
Um, I hope I get to watch all of it, but I probably won't be able to.
This is gonna be such a good game, man. Ohio State, Michigan, in Ann Arbor. Gosh, Ryan Day's like, hey, I need to beat these guys, man.
I
Harbaugh's
want to
not
see.
in. Harbaugh's out. I know we don't do this very often, but let's both give a prediction
Oh
for a
yeah, I was ho-
non-UW
I
game.
was gonna do the same thing. I was gonna ask
All
the
right,
same thing. Who's
I'll
first?
let you lead the way. I'll let
All
you
right,
lead the way.
all right. Michigan has not looked like the same team since Jim Harbaugh left, and neither has JJ. Give me the Buckeyes. Shout out Cameron Masters. Connor Johnson too. Lost
Dude,
deep
it's
in thought
so
there.
tough. It is so. I'm deep in thought here because I still think that Michigan is the more talented team. I think they're a more well-rounded team. I prefer JJ as quarterback to Kyle McCord.
Do you prefer Week 13 JJ to Kyle McCord right now? Though they're pretty even to me.
I agree. Give me the Buckeyes here.
Yeah,
I
it's
agree.
very clear that Ohio State has changed a decent amount
They they
since
they
their last
they
two
they've
losses.
started to play better. They've definitely started to play better as
But
the
also
season's
just their
worn
team
on.
identity from the CJ Stroud aired out spread. Now
Mm-hmm.
they're more hard nosed. Their defense is so much better this year. Year two under Knowles.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Ohio State's made some changes. I'd like to see where Lou Holtz is right now. But they're tougher. Do you like my Lou Holt? Did you see my Lou Holtz tweet about Quandre Diggs?
Oh wait, what was it? Hold on.
There were some Seahawks beat reporters the morning of the Seahawks Rams game. And I predicted a loss actually. We didn't get to record it, but I did think we're gonna lose. We were talking about Quandre Diggs is playing at a Pro Bowl level. Ignore the haters in PFF. And then so I tweeted, "Where's Matty F. Brown and Michael Sean Dugar?" uh, saying Quandre Diggs is a Pro Bowler. He was so bad against the Rams.
Yeah, he was not great. He was not great. Um,
Kentucky Louisville game doesn't really matter, but
No.
uh
Yeah, I mean this game
interesting
won't affect
dynamic
anything other than Louisville's potential
because
ranking if
Louisville
they were to
clinched
lose.
exactly. It
Yeah.
affects the bowl they're going to go to.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But I mean, if they win this game, they're pretty much a lock for a New Year's Six game. Which good for them if they are
Are
able
they
to pull
locked if they
that
don't
out.
win the if
I
they
think
don't win
so
the
because you're
ACC?
still yeah, I guess you are a two-loss team, but
Well, no, but FSU's in, so they'll probably get a New Year's Six. It'll be interesting. They're
true.
one loss, I think.
No, I mean they'd be two losses if they lost to FSU.
Oh yeah. We both think Louisville's going to beat them though.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm just saying. So, but no, that works. Let's
And here
see,
we
A
go
and M
for the weirdest
LSU.
rivalry:
This is
A&M
not a
LSU.
yeah. This isn't a rivalry. This is nothing. This
Jaden
is
Daniels, my stat padding troll might be a bit right because Jalen Daniels was throwing the ball up like 40 late
it works,
against
man.
Georgia Southern.
It works. It works. Gotta get the
Indiana
stats
Purdue,
somewhere,
shout
man.
out Peter. I have a friend Peter who went to Purdue. Isn't that kind of funny? Shout out.
Peter
Go
Purdue,
Boilermakers.
Purdue Peter, Peter. Did it go by Peter Purdue or Purdue Peter
Neither,
or
just
Purdue
Peter.
Pete? Just Pete. Just
Yeah, just
Peter.
Peter.
Um,
Middle Tennessee playing Sam Houston.
I can guarantee you I will not be watching that game.
Pitt
A, it's
playing
on
Duke.
ESPN Plus.
Interesting choice.
Gosh,
Navy
that one's gonna be
SMU.
sad.
NIU, blah, 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 blah. Skip. Bad stuff here.
Yeah, this morning. So and it's a good thing we got Ohio State, Michigan in the morning slate
Utah
because
is about to destroy
oh
Colorado.
yeah,
Oh
oh
my.
yeah,
At
absolutely.
at Rice Eccles, and it
Yeah,
might be.
Colorado.
I
Yep,
think it
Colorado
could
can't win.
be. I think. I think underratedly, it might be Witt's last game. I'm throwing that out there. I think it could be.
Ooh.
I think he might retire, especially when they're leaving for the Big 12. I think it could be Witt's last game. I have another shout out to a recent retiree though. We'll get to the Husky when we get to
Hmm.
the Husky game. We'll talk about it.
This is the band director.
Yeah, you saw that.
I did see that. We'll let you get to it though. I know you definitely have thoughts there. So, um, Colorado's not bowl eligible anymore, so it's done. Um,
They're about to get killed, especially without Shador. There's nothing redeemable. Travis, sit out.
mhm. Bama's gonna absolutely throttle Auburn. Arizona is going to Tempe, man.
One
Crazy stuff usually
Auburn.
happens in this
It's
game.
it's in it's in Jordan Hare. Crazy things gonna happen there. Imagine going
The
from
kick six
losing to New Mexico State and
and then
beating
beating Auburn and
Alabama.
our Alabama the next week. Oh, that would be hilarious.
Nothing on the line, for like clinching. That's already clinched, I believe.
Yeah.
Territorial Cup. Bad blood between these teams. These teams fucking hate each other more than
Yeah.
more than UW and Wazoo at this
Oh
point.
yeah, for
Like
sure.
years between each other, hanging 70 on each other. It's very fun.
I would love to go to this game actually on Saturday night if I wasn't or Saturday afternoon if I wasn't already locked into the Huskies game. But
Mm,
man, I would love to go to this one just so I can see my Wildcats one more time before we have to beat them in the Pac-12 championship.
ah,
Um,
what the fuck is up with that game? It's on ABC at 1:30. Are you
how's
kidding
this
me?
game on ABC? Put this game on ABC. Just switch places,
Huskies play at
honestly.
that time.
Oh,
Oh
that's
wait,
true. They
no.
do.
No, it's one. No,
No,
that's
they
that's
only play. They play
12:30.
30 minutes later though. Why didn't you
And
just
and
put
then
them at
you
one
goofed
thirty?
me though, because the time change.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah. So it starts at 1 p.m. Pacific time.
Liberty, UTEP. UTEP's not very good anymore. Wisconsin, Minnesota's gonna be ugly. Virginia Tech, I'm interested to see what's gonna happen there. JMU, Coastal Carolina, Duke's roll, Arkansas State, bowl eligible, baby. We'll come back
Mm,
to the Apple Cup. That could be fun. Jacksonville State, New Mexico State, two good teams.
yep.
Does Florida State go down in the swamp?
No, I don't think so. I think
Could be a big
Florida's.
stupid upset.
It would be actually. It's not a bad, big, stupid upset candidate, but I don't think it happens here.
I don't think so either. They're gonna rally. Good defense.
Notre Dame, Stanford, the Troy Taylor hell circles of hell will end for one season. We'll see
Yeah.
you again next September. Or August actually. The first weekend of college football next year is actually August 31st. So we'll see you next August, Troy.
No,
Um
no, he escaped for the Colorado win. You got out of hell.
oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. I feel like losing at home to Cal though kind of puts you back into it.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially when he's a Cal alum.
I never knew that. Ooh, poor
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
He's a traitor though for
Yeah, he
taking
is.
Stanford.
Yeah.
Justin Wilcox, you're safe for her another year.
Yep.
They
Have
can't
fun in the
fire him.
ACC. Have fun in the ACC. Actually, the competition's gonna be lighter in the ACC. You might actually win more games. Um,
Honestly, yeah.
West Virginia, Baylor. Who cares? Bowl. To Alabama, Texas State.
Could
We
be
had such
fun.
high.
Georgia Tech. Oh, this would be ugly. Run the wishbone again. You fucked up. Well, no, I
Clemson,
think
South
Paul Johnson
Carolina.
retired actually.
Does South Carolina get back-to-back wins over Clemson?
That would be fun.
Yeah,
Se
I can see it.
7 straight touchdowns. 7 straight touchdowns.
I can see it, man. Um, K-State, Iowa State. Okay.
Why is Kansas playing Indiana or Cincy? I don't get it.
I just hate the Big 12 rivalry weekend
North
slate.
Carolina, NC State could be fun.
Yeah.
Cal, UCLA. I actually think no, because UCLA won. We talked about this last week.
Mm-hmm.
Since they beat USC, they don't have to worry anymore. So that scenario is gone. Yeah. Fresno State, San Diego State. Interesting. And a final Hawaii test of the season. Let's go.
Final
I'm
Hawaii
watching.
test
I'm
this
watching.
season.
I'm watching. We got to watch the last Hawaii test.
Oh, 100%. Actually, I mean, it won't be the total last one because there's the annual Hawaii Bowl as well. So,
That's not a late night game though.
they should make it one.
They should.
Should.
All right, Apple Cup, baby.
Apple Cup, baby.
All right,
It's the
first
1 p.m. Pacific time.
shout out Brad McDavid, 30 years, retiring after this year. Amazing guy. Everyone loved him. Super, super respected around the country too. He's on like a bunch of boards, like for voting for like the national champion marching band. That's a thing. Um, you know, hate to see him go. I hope he enjoys his retirement. He was really hoping to go to Ohio State next year, and home and home got canceled. Poor guy. Um, Good year to send off on. You know what his first year was?
What's that?
Wait, no, it
1991.
wasn't. It wasn't. His first year
Ah,
was 93. Never mind, I was wrong.
ah.
But no, I don't think he was around the program. Poor guy, missed it. But hell, been through ups and downs. Amazing guy. Wish you the best, Brad. Everyone loved him, and everyone knows who the replacement's going to be too. But craziest thing, he
I
was
don't.
the. Oh, you don't. Oh, I'm talking about people who I know who know.
I know. I don't particularly care. So you're
Um,
good.
he was the fourth director in Husky marching band history.
There
We've
you
had
go.
30 head coaches in the same time. Um, they stay for an average around 30 years. So the expectation is when you're here, you stay forever. Uh, Corey Jollis is probably going to be the next director. Really cool guy. Really liked him. But shout out to Brad. But you can take the floor for Apple Cup since I had that low soapbox.
Yeah. UW rolls. I don't know. Wazoo just isn't that team this year. I mean, obviously they came out and they beat Colorado. Which good for them. They were on a 6 game losing streak. About time they won another game. Um, Good for them. They are fighting for bowl eligibility in this game, so it's not like they have nothing to play for. I expect them to try to come out hard and shoot. I wouldn't be surprised if they're able to put some points on again. This porous. Don't tell me any different. Porous Huskies defense. However, this may be enough. It just simply won't be enough. UW's just the more talented team. They're better coached. They're at home. Give me the Huskies to win by like 21 on rivalry weekend, which they haven't been doing a lot of recently, but I think they come out hot because it's the Cougs.
I think re-upping the Apple Cup Took so much
Yes.
wind out of the sails for the Cougs
Hmm.
here. Um, Shaw Smith Wade is not going to play most likely.
Hmm.
That's it's going to be tough on the Coug secondary, I think. Um, their O line is not good. It's going to be a long day for Cam Ward. Tackle him. He's tough to get down. Um, it's gonna, the talent, especially this time of year, it's tough for the Cougs. Their battle line, they're banged up too. So,
Hmm.
uh, I think Dogs rule, keep it home. I think they're motivated. First
Hmm.
Pac-12 team to ever go 12 now.
Yep. Yep.
Dogs rule.
Yeah, and it's not even gonna be
Penix
raining.
senior night,
It's true. That is also true. And it's not gonna be raining, which is
last
kind of
game at
nice.
Husky Stadium. That's gonna be nice. I'm gonna be there. Honoring Brad McDavid. Oh, it's me sad.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well.
shoot, what was the last thing I was gonna say? Oh yeah, there's definitely still some salt in a lot of these players from 21
Hmm.
because a lot of those guys were on that team.
Hmm.
Uh, what was it? Dickert said that Troy Fautanu is the best tackle he's ever watched on tape, which is
Really?
insane. He said best lineman I've ever seen on tape, ever. That's like a direct quote. Oh, there's one last thing I was thinking about. Shoot. Oh, I don't care. Dogs roll, keep the cup home, never give it back.
Yep. Well, yeah, not for a while. Um, Time to talk some NFL, some holiday games because we got Thanksgiving and Black Friday. Because I don't think we'll probably be doing podcasts on Thanksgiving. Black Friday we
No,
might do one,
no.
but um, let's just talk about the whole slate here. And it's worth noting, as sad as it makes me, the Bengals losing last weekend
Ah.
last Thursday did get me at a +4. So, um, will I lose it all here? Well, I guess we'll find out. Every single one of these games, actually, until
Oh,
we get to New
wow.
York, is hosted by an NFC team. So you're going to be leading off for a while here, friend, until we
It's gonna
get
be
to the
week
Black
11,
Friday
right?
game. This will be week 12, week 12.
12.
So
All right.
I'll let you lead off, my friend, with Packers at Detroit.
Lions roll. Give me 7.5.
Yeah, I think a big part of why they did struggle with Chicago last week. I think a big part of that was probably looking forward to this game. Um,
Hmm.
Packers are back to winning some football games. What, two in a row now? I think they won
Jordan
two in a
Love
row
is
now.
worse than
But yeah, no, Jordan Love is not good.
he doesn't
Yeah.
have
Oh no,
the
no,
mo
two or three.
what the Packers or what the Lions really struggled with against the Bears was mobility
Hmm.
of Fields. Love doesn't have that.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure. And also Fields hadn't been playing in a while too, so it's probably like just getting him kind of
yeah, they were
fresh.
preparing for Tyson Bagent.
So yeah, I agree. Give me Detroit there.
Cowboys cover. They've been doing it all
Bucks.
season.
Gosh, man, I'm actually thinking about this one a lot because man, I Washington's oh man, Washington's frisky, dude. They're competitive. They'll
They lost to Tommy DeVito
man,
by
but
12.
they did just lose to the freaking Giants by 12 points. How have they been doing? They competed. Oh gosh, the Commanders screw me up, man,
They
because
do.
they
They do.
competed
They
with the
get you.
Eagles, but then they also got swept by the Giants, and it's like, what Commanders team am I gonna get on a short week on the road? Give me Cowboys to cover.
Oh, mm, Niners cover.
Yeah, man. I Niners are starting to look like that team again.
Gino's hurt, and he wasn't any good anyways.
Yeah, getting swept by the Rams is not a good look when you got the Niners twice in the next 3 weeks. Or is it twice
Eagles
in the
and
next 5 weeks?
Cowboys.
Yeah. That was other shoot. Who's
That
left
was
on
a
the
must
Eagles
win, and we
schedule? I
blew it
actually out
too.
of curiosity. I know the next
At
4 weeks
halftime, it should
gauntlet.
have been over. They blew it so bad.
I know the next 4 weeks is an absolute gauntlet
Then we're
here.
losing all four.
You could win. I mean, you could get to 9-8. You could get to 9-8, which will probably be good enough in the NFC. But I agree. I think Niners win this game. It's just the kind of trajectory of both these teams right now.
Yeah,
Or Niners win and they cover.
I
Um,
hate it. And there's Niners fans at my Thanksgiving.
oh, it's gonna be brutal. That's gonna be brutal. Um,
I'm wearing my jersey
lastly
though.
here, Dolphins going to the Jets. I'm finally up for this one. Yeah, give me the Dolphins. Are you kidding me? Tim Boyle's the starting quarterback for the Jets. Dolphins win. They come
Yeah, on a short week too.
on a short week. Yeah.
Give me the Dolphins as well. No differences. I made a sticky note for nothing.
No stick. It's all right. Save it for if we have a pod on Friday night, the little Black Friday podcast, and we'll
Oh,
have Daniel joining us, and we'll be rolling. So, there you go. That's it for
that's
the
hate
West Coast
week.
Draft podcast. Any closing thoughts there, Mr. Jokin?
12-0, baby. Just get
Well,
there.
just get there. Exactly. Well, like I said, that's it for the West Coast Draft
Mm.
podcast. Remember, as always, no, actually, you take it away. This is your
If one of us don't lose to the Cougs, all of us don't lose to the Cougs. Shout out Nick Harris. If one of us click like, all of us click like. If one of us subscribe, all of us subscribe.